Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about building flash briefings with the Alexa app. There's two ways that you can develop your flash briefings in Alexa. You can go into the develop portal or you can go to the blueprints which Amazon has recently created. Now, flash briefings can be used for a variety of different things. You can create flash briefings for games and puzzles that are customized towards your family and friends, or if you're an influencer like me, you can create flash briefings in order to generate content that will be delivered through your Alexa device to your customers and your potential customers. The good thing about flash briefings is that they can be used to customize how you utilize your Amazon Alexa devices. And what better way to educate and inform your customers is through flash briefings, because you can tailor content to be delivered either daily or weekly throughout your Alexa devices and your customers' Alexa devices. The process was a little complicated, but now with the new Blueprints feature, anyone can go through and create a flash briefing for either family purposes or to share information to their customers. We're going to switch screens like we always do, and I will show you how to get started on the road of creating a flash briefing. Now, there's two ways that you can do it. You can go to the developer page by going to developer.amazon.com, which will allow you the process of creating flash briefings through the developer console. If we click on the developer console, there's a section where you can go through and go to the Alexa skills kit, where it will allow you to create flash briefings for your devices. Now, flash briefings through the console is a little more complicated, so what we're going to do is to skip this entirely and go directly to the Alexa Skills Blueprint section on the Alexa site. Now, I have the ability to create it through the developer console or the Blueprint, but I will tell you from my personal experience, Blueprint is a lot simpler. So if you're new to this and you're not really apt to becoming a programmer, go ahead and utilize the Blueprint, because the end result is the same. Now, the first thing that you do when you visit blueprints.alexa.com is you want to log into your Amazon Alexa account. As you can see that I've logged into mine. Now, once you're into the Alexa, you log into your Alexa account, it's a pretty simple process to go through and to set up a blueprint. And so let's get back to the screen and get that set up. But remember, you do have to be on the Alexa screen, blueprint screen, in order, or logged into your account in order to set this up. So now we're back at blueprints. So this is what you can do. You can go and listen to the video about how does it work, or what you can do as far as getting to a flash briefing is to scroll down through all the different blueprint skills that they have and get to the section which is normally down at the very bottom to allow you to create a flash briefing. So let's go ahead and click on flash briefing. So to hear an example of what a flash briefing is, click on the play button here.
Alexa, give me my flash briefing.
How a flash briefing works. And it gives you some rudimentary steps as far as creating a flash briefing, but let's go ahead and jump into make your own flash briefing. And the good thing about flash briefing is that it is a pretty step-by-step process which helps set your flash briefing up pretty simple. And let's walk through the process. Now, the first thing it's going to want you to do is create a feed name as far as your flash briefing is concerned. Now, the important thing to remember about your feed name is that once you create this name, once you create it, you won't be able to go back and create it. So think long and hard what you want your feed name to be before you create it. So for an instance, here we can just do computer tips and tricks as our feed name. Next is we want to set a category, and as you can see, there's a ton of categories that you can choose from, but for our purposes for this demo video, we're going to do technology as our category. Let's continue to scroll down. Now, each flash briefing either starts with in or from, so when you type in your intro message, it will be your Alexa device that will be reading off your flash briefing. So make sure that you type in from. So we'll type in from Burton Kelso, the technology expert. Here are some quick tech, and if I could spell that right, tips, we'll get it. And as you can see, you've got a limit of 70 characters, so make sure that you stay within the 70 character amount. Now, we're to the content section. And content is pretty darn important because how do you want that information delivered out to your customers and potential customers? Now, my favorite option through Blueprints is just to record audio every day and have that sent out via the feed. But if you don't like the sound of your voice, or if you wanted to pull from a server, an RSS server, and have your information pulled up on a regular basis automatically, you can choose that option. Let's go back to our desktop. So if you click on record custom audio, it basically allows you to record through your web browser. If you've got a microphone attached, once you click on start recording, it will record your message and give you the option to save that. If you want to use text, just click on text and then you can type in what type of tip that you want. So you can just say quick tip, always back up your information, and Alexa will read that information out aloud anytime someone pulls up your flash briefing. Now, the final way that you can upload your flash briefing is through an RSS feed. And probably one of the RSS feeds is SoundCloud if you use text, or excuse me, audio. If you use text, then it will utilize the text that is pulled from your blog website. Now, as far as RSS feeds are concerned, that would probably require a whole new tech tip. So if you aren't sure about how to use RSS feed, my suggestion would be to go ahead and utilize either text or just use your recorded audio. Now, if you're gung-ho as far as setting up an RSS feed, my suggestion would be to utilize SoundCloud, which is a podcast website, and it can pull your audio from your podcast as far as your flash briefing is concerned, or you can upload little audio snippets so that they can play automatically daily or weekly depending on how you have those set up. But like I said, RSS feed requires another tech tip video. For this video, and for the sake of creating them quick and easily, utilize text or recorded audio. Now, as far as the content title, it is optional, but it's a good way or a good thing to do, because if you have someone or creating content that is going out to someone that has an Alexa show, it will definitely show the content title, and it's a good idea to put the content title so that it is displayed. So you could copy what you are saying in your text as far as always back up your data. We'll leave that so it'll show up on our screens. And then finally, you can choose how you want this content to be delivered. Do you want it to go out daily, or do you want it to go out weekly? Once you filled out all of this information, you are almost done. Not quite there, but let's click on name. And then you can name your skill depending on how you want it to be found on the skill download site. So we'll put Burton Kelso's Tech Tips, and then we can click on create a skill. What it'll do is let you know that you need to make your skill like 3 words. So let's go to Burton's Tech Tips. Let's create a skill. And once you get it, it'll create a skill for you. Now, once you've gone through this step of creating a skill, this skill is available and you could share it within your online community on social media. So, for example, if you're ready to share with just others through a social media feed, at this point you can just click on share with others. Once you click on share with others, it will want to know if this skill is going to violate COPA laws, which is the Child Online Protection Act, to make sure that your content is available for children. So if you are doing chip tips for children, it is okay to answer yes to this question. But if your content is geared towards more of an adult audience, then you definitely want to tell it no. In this instance, we are going to say no. And then now if you want to share these tech tips, you can either copy a link, which will allow you to share it to anybody. You can email a link to someone. You can also share it directly to your Facebook feed, Twitter feed, and your Pinterest feed. And that's okay if you want to do that. Now, for this tip, we want this to show up in the Alexa skill store. So we're going to publish it to the skill store. So let's go back to our desktop and show you how that's done. Now, as you can see right now, the status has been created as far as the tip is concerned. And the visibility right now is just for me unless I share it with others. Now, if you want the whole wide world to see your skill, you have to publish it to the skill store, which is what we are going to click on. So once we bring this up, it's going to ask a few questions as far as how you want that shared to the skill store. And it's basically 4 steps, and then it's out for the whole world to see. Let's go through those steps. So step number 1, skills name store. You can go ahead and modify this as long as it's shorter than 50 characters as far as you want it to do. Next, you can put your name or your company name that owns the skill. So if you're doing it for a company, put your company name there. If you're doing it for yourself, you can just keep your name right there. Let's go next. Next will allow us to choose a category for the skill. Now, the category in the skill store is not as robust as it is when you are creating the skill. For our skill, we created technology, and you won't see that in the list of skills from the store. So usually the best option would be to choose something that's going to relate to what you're sharing, but for ours, we're just going to share news. Now, the other things that you can do, which is optional, is create keywords. So keywords are going to be identifiers that we're going to bring people to your skill. So in our instance, we probably want to put computer tips, tech tips, maybe apps, technology, and then leave that alone. You can type in 30 different keywords that people can find your skill. Now the skill icon, which I think is pretty darn important, is kind of a hard thing to do because you could either utilize the skill icon that they have, you could create a skill icon, but for the sake of branding purposes, you want to use an icon that either has your face, if you're doing it yourself, or your company's logo, which is down here in the lower left, right-hand corner, whatever, screen, and get it so that people will understand your branding. Now, if you want to upload your own, you need to make sure that you click the upload button. If you want to create your own, you can click on create, but as you can see, there is no way that you can create your own brand icon. So my suggestion would be to upload your own, and as you can see, I've already got a skills icon created that is a square. Let's see if that works. Oh, that was the wrong one. So let's try this other one, and it will let you know. There you go. It'll put your icon there. Now, if you want your company logo, let's go to upload again, and let's choose the skills icon for integral, and it should work. There we go. So let's go back to upload since we're making this skill for myself, and we'll put my picture in there. Now, the important thing to remember with the skills icon is that the skill icon picture has to be a perfect square. However you get that going. Oh, I think I got close enough. But it has to be a perfect square in order for that to fit that space. Resolution doesn't really matter. As long as that icon is a perfect square, you can make your own skill square. Now, you can also put a short description which describes your skill so that people can understand what exactly they're going to get from it. So we want to put listen to daily tech tips from, and then we'll put Burton Kelso, the tech expert. Let's get that on there. And then you can even personalize it even more, if I could spell expert right. And at the bottom underneath this, and put a detailed description of what information people are going to get from your skill. Now the next thing is the policy. Amazon, and I think policy when I think of Facebook. That's why I said it. So anyway, Amazon is really strict as far as their policy is concerned when it comes to apps that are uploaded to the App Store. So let's go back to desktop, and then let's click on the next policy. And basically what it's going to ask is the skill intended for kids under age of 13. If you're advertising your skill, and if you've got a terms of service, you can put it in the URL for that. Now our final step is to click on review. If you click on next on review, you can go and edit before you upload it, just to make sure that you've got all the information that's right. But make sure that you take a look at this information before you do it, to make sure that all your stuff is right, because it's a day or two process in order to get your skills approved from the Amazon authorities. Sometimes they'll do it within a matter of hours, but once you click on publish to store, it could take it a day or two to upload that skill. So with that, let's go ahead and publish to store. And what that'll do is it'll click on publish to store. It'll say you have submitted your skill for publication with the Amazon store. Wait 1 to 2 business days to do it. If you change your mind, you can also withdraw your submission and make changes and then resubmit it to the store. Now, once you're done with your skills and you need to modify it, you can just go back to the Amazon blueprint screen. Let's click on home to get to that. And once you're back at the Amazon screen, then you can click on skills you've made in order to see all the skills that you've created with your Amazon account. Now you can see there are 3 skills that are currently on the Amazon site that I've created. 1 for this video and 2 that I send out on a normal basis. Now if I want to go through and edit a skill, we're going to ignore this one because it's not really the one I want to use. We want to look at the ones that are public. So let's go to Burton Kelso, the Tech Expert's Daily Tech Tip. So once we click on that, I can go back and edit to the skill, and what will happen if I edit it, it'll say, well, you've made changes to your skill. So to edit it, there's 2 different sections that you can go to edit your skill. The first one allows you to go in and edit how that message is going to come through. And as you can see, I use recorded audio every time I create a skill. I could always change this to text, or if I graduate, I can change it to an RSS feed. But for right now, we'll just go ahead and leave it to recorded audio. I would record my audio, and then we would update the skill. Now what this will do is it'll update the skill to make whatever changes you've reflected, and it'll take you back to the main skills pages. Now you aren't done as far as your skills pages is concerned as far as publishing changes. There's one more section we have to go to, and that is kind of hard to find. It's this edit button right here. If you ever wanted to change your skills store name or who is publishing it or the category, you can always click on edit here and change all of this information here. You can even change your skills icon and click save changes, and it'll take you back to the main screen. Once you're done publishing changes, you can click on publish changes, and it will automatically publish that stuff to the store. So let's go ahead and hit publish changes. You'll get the thing that you've submitted your skill for publication in the Amazon Alexa skill store, and that's it. It's a lot of steps, but trust me, doing the blueprint section is a lot easier than doing the actual developer section as far as creating a flash briefing as an Amazon Alexa skill. So if you have comments or questions about this tech tip or how to create an Amazon skill, leave them in the comment section below. I love how I'm pointing to that. And if you're looking for more content like this as far as tech tips and tricks, either subscribe to me, Burton Kelso, the technology expert on YouTube, in all of the social media channels out there, or you can check out our company Integral as far as subscribing to our YouTube channel and checking us out on social media, because we're constantly sharing tips and tricks that are designed to help you get more from the technology you use at home and at work. So, with that said, take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.